There is always that travel pressure, the eating travel pressure. It's like, oh, you're going to Austin, you got to get barbecue. Got to get barbecue in Austin. Every city, has a food they're famous for. It's almost like there was a meeting. Okay, Chicago, what do you pick? Deep dish pizza. Okay, Philadelphia cheesesteak. Okay, Boston, beans. You want beans?
Yeah, beans are awesome. They're wicked awesome. The Yankees suck and Dunkin Donuts rats. Dunkin Donuts. Dunkin Donuts.
New England loves their Dunkin Donuts. Some people love Dunkin Donuts too much.
Dunkin Donuts is awesome.
I think they're just making donuts, not curing lupus. I like Dunkin Donuts, but have you been to a Dunkin Donuts that doesn't have a homeless guy standing in front? Is that part of the design plans? There'll be an entrance here, a deranged lunatic here. There's always a guy standing out there like they're Ronald McDonald. Dunkin Donuts. It's an interesting concept, really. It's almost as if AA opened their own restaurant. What should we have? Coffee, donuts, maybe a little honesty. Hi, my name's Jim. I haven't had a donut in 30 seconds. I don't know how Dunkin Donuts even stays in business. They sell 3,000 donuts. What do they make, $30? Whenever I go in there, it seems like they're trying to get rid of the donuts. They're like, yeah, I'll have 6 donuts. That'll be $3, but if you get a dozen, it's a nickel. How much are 2 dozen? We give you $10. They're either trying to get rid of them or trying to get us addicted. You ever buy a couple of donuts, you open it up, and there's some free munchkins in there? Those are the gateway donut. First time's always free. Now at some locations, they have Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins in the same building. It's like a marriage made in obesity. Finally, Dunkin' Donuts is offering something for dessert. Donuts and ice cream. It's like 2 pairs of dirty underwear. But we haven't wanted fruit for hundreds of years. That's why there's so many paintings in museums of just bowls of fruit. Because you could start painting a bowl of fruit, you could leave for a couple days, come back, no one would have touched the bowl of fruit. But if you're painting a donut, you better finish it on the first sitting. You can't even take a bathroom break. Hey, what happened to my donut?
Your friend's like, oh, some fat guy came in here. Anyway, I'm gonna get some milk and take a nap.
That's why there's no donut art. It's sad, really. When's the last time you saw a painting of a donut? The police, they love donuts, right?
Hey, cop, why don't you get a donut? Cops love donuts.
Which is an interesting stereotype, because you know who else loves donuts? Absolutely everyone. Of course cops love donuts, because they know the difference between right and wrong. And not liking donuts is wrong. Have you ever met someone that doesn't like a donut? You want to know why? Because they're in jail. When you're at a donut shop and you see a police officer, don't you feel like something special's happened? An angel just got its wings. It's special. I had a donut before I came on stage. I was with a friend last week. I was like, you want to get a donut? He was like, I'm not hungry. I'm like, what does that have to do with it? As if there's ever been a good reason to eat a donut.
Well, doctor says I need more powdered sugar in my diet.
Donuts are bad for you. And according to my health nut wife, they're not appropriate for a trail mix. I'm just on a different trail, right? Mine leads to the emergency room. That joke will be even funnier when I die from cardiac arrest. That's why I didn't laugh. Donuts are all about taste. In Los Angeles, there's a place called Yum Yum Donuts. It's like, what do you need, the IQ of 1 to find that appealing? Yum Yum. Me like Yum Yum. It's like, who's the target audience, cavemen? I know two things, yellow fireball, rising sky, and yum yum donuts. Yum yum donuts, yum yum. Now there's gourmet donuts that are deep fried in gold. I had a gourmet donut. I didn't realize it was a gourmet donut. I just pointed at a donut, and the donut guy started ringing it up. He's like, that'll be $3.99. I was like, I only want one of them. I was like, that is the price of one of them. And then there was this long, awkward pause where I waited for him to lean forward and go, just kidding. But he didn't. He just looked at me like, got you, Tubby. Because he knew I'd pay. Because I was in a donut shop. It's not like I was there to buy a yoga mat. Boston, this is like donut ground zero, right?
Donkeys!
I do love her. She can be demanding, like unrealistic demands, like she wants me to lose weight. I have no expectation of losing weight. Some of it is, I used to have all these jokes on donuts, and now sometimes when I do shows out of town, people will give me boxes of donuts, which makes me think, I gotta start doing jokes about private jets. But I'll do a show and someone will give me a box of donuts, or I'll get to my hotel room and in my hotel room there'll be a box of donuts. And I always look at the donuts like, I'm not gonna eat those. I mean, those were a gift. What would Jesus do? He'd eat the donuts. But it's always a box, a dozen donuts. I'm by myself. I'm typically in the city for one night. What kind of monster pig do I come across as? How many donuts should we get Gaffigan? Enough for a Baptist church. Whatever would feed an entire Little League team, that'll cover that tub of turds for a couple hours. I don't know what to do with all the donuts. You know, I'll eat 2. All right, I'll eat 4. But I don't know what to do with the rest of them, you know. What do I put them in my rolly luggage? I did that once. I'm not proud of it. We've all done things we're not proud of. You're like, this is kind of pathetic, but here goes. Zip, zip, zip. Off to the airport we go. Of course, that was the time I got the random search at the airport. I made it through the metal detector. This nice TSA guy was like, sorry, sir, random search of your bag. And I was like, what I wanted to say is, I have drugs in my butt. Because a cavity search at that moment seemed less humiliating than revealing the true contents of my luggage. But I had to do it, so the TSA guy unzipped the bag. And it was one of those flat boxes of donuts, you know, like Krispy Kreme, so it took up the entire rolly bag. It looked like I was smuggling donuts. And the TSA guy just looked at me like, wow. They sell those here. There's a Dunkin Donuts 2 gates away. There was such compassion in his eyes. You got a problem. And I couldn't say anything. I couldn't be like, those are mine. Yeah, some guy gave them to me. Some guy named Al Qaeda, he gave them to me. I'd act all casual. I'd be like, yeah, this is my donuts. I travel with donuts. I'm trying to get diabetes. Why don't you leave me alone? And since it was a random search, the actual box of donuts had to be open. And because I was wheeling through the airport, all the donuts were crammed and smushed to one end. It looked like I had rummaged through a dumpster outside of a donut shop. Oh, this one's still good. Just get these rocks and sticks out of here. That's a perfectly good powdered sugar. No, that's Ajax on that one. The TSA guy just looked at me like, you can go. It's probably your last flight anyway. We're never satisfied when it comes to food. You know what'd be good on this burger? A ham sandwich. Instead of a bun, let's use 2 donuts. That way we can have it for breakfast. Look out, McGriddle. Here comes the donut ham hamburger.